This is Home to All, an all-inclusive real estate podcast with your host, Nicholas Acosta. Nick sits down with guests to talk about real estate and how it works. Reach him at downtown.expert on Facebook and Instagram, or his website, www.downtown.expert, or call or text him at 407-508-8809. Enjoy the episode.
Hey there, everybody. This is Nicholas Acosta, host of the podcast, Home to All, an all-inclusive real estate podcast, coming to you live from downtown Orlando, Florida. Also, wanted to say Happy New Year in advance to everybody. On the show again today, I've got Mike Tonsetic and Jason Sandvil over at Blanchard Insurance. Blanchard Insurance is one of our sponsors for the show. And also, I'm Nicholas Acosta, a licensed real estate broker with Downtown Expert Realty here in Orlando. Mike and Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks for having us, Nick. Thanks for having us.
No worries. Thank you guys for joining me. And wanted to introduce Jason Sandvil. And Mike, I was telling Jason before you got on the broadcast with us that I realized that he's been the one that's been getting me the quotes over there for you guys. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason has come on with us in the new year. He comes from, he'll tell you a little bit more about his background and his experiences, but he's wanted to break into the insurance game for a couple of years now, and we've been just kind of talking and getting him a little more interested over a couple of years, and getting him as disclaimer, telling them what it's like, for better or for worse. And we're excited to have him on board. But I'll let Jason tell you a little bit more about himself.
Yeah. Hi. So I was a real estate agent from 2008 until about 2016 full time. And ended up breaking out of that after the wife and I started having a family and everything and wanted to be home a little more. So I transitioned over to being a title agent. Did that for 4 years, successful, really liked it. But again, title takes a lot of time, nights, events and everything. And I just kind of wanted something a little more that suits me better. I'm kind of more of an introvert at heart anyways. So insurance really kind of let me do that. I still get to maintain my relationships with my agents and sit behind a computer all day, really.
Yeah, just to add on to what Jason, just said, and a lot of people don't know this, but most of the people who actually work in our organization aren't, career-long insurance people. I mean, we've all come from different backgrounds, and we've all kind of come together with these different experiences and expertise to bring. We usually don't even really hire people who've formerly been in insurance. Like, for example, Jason's got, tons of experience on the title side and the real estate side, which is invaluable when it comes to helping our clients and our business partners when it comes to homeowners insurance, especially, or investment properties. Because, he can talk the lingo, more so than I can, about real estate and title, and, help our realtors and our title agents and lenders out. We have people here who have come from the general contracting background that really helps us out with new construction and builders risk policies and artisan contractors liability insurance. And then, we have people who come from, marketing backgrounds or more corporate operations backgrounds like myself. So it's helped us really grow our family, with, some diversity. And I think it's just, and we do it, and the whole reason we do it is, again, to be able to help out our clients more with a more well-rounded expertise, because I don't want to pretend to know it all myself, and to help our business-to-business partners as well.
No, that's awesome, though. So Jason, you may or may not know, Mike may have already told you that my background was for 20 years. I was with a big insurance company, Progressive, as a claims adjuster for personal injury. And now I'm in real estate, and my actual college degree is in mass communication journalism. So,
oh, cool.
So yeah, Jason, what else? So you're an insurance agent over there at Blanchard. So what is it that let our audience know that's listening and watching today, and then listening in post show, what you can do for them, as well as like buyers and sellers out there, or anybody in general?
Yeah, like with my background, knowing the actual real estate part of it, and knowing the houses, and I actually used to do my previous life was a pest control tech and salesperson. So I know, about, I can look at a wind mitigation, I can look at a 4-point and really dissect it and make sure that they're getting on the, the right policy, that they're not going to get it canceled in 30 days after they bind it. So yeah.
He's really seen, the homeowners transaction, from start to finish more so than I have, coming from that background, especially on the title side. Whenever we run into issues that we don't understand in the insurance world, we're, knocking on Jason's door, across the hall and getting some feedback from him. And I think it's really invaluable. And being able to look at, properties and, because like right now, I know we've been discussing this over the past few months of, the Florida insurance crisis and, how underwriting in Florida has just gotten so strict. It's almost kind of like we're all going to like reform school right now. But he's able to kind of take a look at properties and pick things out that, may pose an issue with underwriting, from, the real estate side and what he's seen, in his extensive background, which has helped out a lot. And being able to talk with the clients through that as well has been, an invaluable, expertise that he brings to the table. Because I personally, I don't have a real estate background, so I've never walked a buyer through or a seller through start to finish, but he has. And I think they trust that. And he's able to work with our business to business partners and kind of communicate things that maybe I wouldn't be the best person, at doing, where he knows the lingo, he knows how to talk to other realtors, how to work with them. So I think he's got a really good level of communication with our partners.
And, it's really helped that I understand what, the realtors go through on a daily basis. And I understand on how to talk with the customer and to not put fear into them on anything and, ruin the deal, but to really explain certain things and how it's going to, affect their insurance.
Absolutely. That's a very good point.
No, I completely agree. Yeah. Like you had, you guys, Mike, and also Jamie over there at Blanchard Insurance, you guys I sent you over properties that I was looking at myself and other people, and then you guys got back to us in record time with you guys have to do your research, obviously, and you guys do a very thorough, exceptional job. And I'm very impressed. And like I said, I've been referring you guys to other people now to get those quotes, because it's important to know, especially now. We talked about Mike before, and if you want to talk about this again, also Jason, about how things have changed now for proper like insurance in terms of like the roof thing. Like I think I sent you guys a property once for a buyer of mine that the roof, I think, was 20 years old, 15 years old. It was a shingle roof or something like that. And how strict insurance is getting when it comes to people buying homes now.
Yeah, absolutely. The roofing hasn't changed. It just keeps getting worse, unfortunately, every day. I have a blog that I think is actually scheduled to come out this week. And if you guys can, anybody out there who wants to read it, it's a really good blog. I'm a little bit proud of it, unashamedly. And the title is kind of funny because it's called Stripper on the Roof. And I wanted to get people's attention and bring their attention to the fact of what's going on in our industry. But it's literally the reason where I got the title was on my Facebook feed, where some of these roofing companies now are using third-party marketing companies, kind of like a referral service, like 1-800-ASK-GARY or 411-PAIN. And as you know, those commercials and their advertising are completely ludicrous. And I in my Facebook feed, I saw one that was a stripper on a roof, and I'm taking a look at it going like, oh my God, we're crossing over, roofing has become the next, personal injury, the next, PIP claim is, roofing claims are PIP claims now, essentially.
Right.
And it's non-stop. There was also a news story I posted recently that was, and I believe it was Jasper Roofing, and this was in the Sun Sentinel, I believe, or something along those lines, where they actually made a bid to put Jasper Roofing on the UCF Knight Stadium. And I think they tried it at UCF, and I think they tried it at UF, but because of those are state schools, and there's a lot of lobbying and a lot of interpolitics that come along with that, I guess the state didn't think it would be a good idea to have a roofing company on their stadiums, so they kind of nixed that deal. But they were able to go down. I believe it's a stadium down in South Florida, like a municipal stadium or something like that, that they got naming rights. So it's just going to show you that, hey, what's next? I mean, are they going to bump out Geico and have roofer.com on, the arena downtown, the Amway Center or whatever? I can't tell you, but it's that's where we're heading. And then, that's where we come into play to help, our buyers and your buyers, navigate that entire process.
Oh, no, I completely agree with that. And what about Jason? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? Like what Mike was saying in regards to that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely the roof issue seems to be the biggest topic or the biggest thing on any type of policy lately that I've been getting. It seems to be older roofs in here in Orlando, and specifically older roofs, and it's just really hard to get in place because there's not that many companies that want to take anything over 15 years when the roof is still technically good, but the insurance companies put that limit on it, and it makes it kind of frustrating. But
because they know, they just know that, the likelihood, if the roof is 15 to 20 years old, the likelihood is the insurance company is going to bind coverage, and within 30 to 60 days, that person's going to want to put on a new roof. And I think we wanted to bring this up during today on as regards to topics, of which Nikki in my office brought up the other day when we were kind of brainstorming. And and this is actually a good topic, and what it's come to light, and along with roofing and everything else, and now we're seeing it cross over into like HVAC systems and plumbing and electrical systems and everything, where the line has been crossed and the line has been blurred as to what designates a home warranty and what designates a homeowner's insurance policy. And a home warranty is, and as most realtors know, is designed to, when you have maintenance issues on certain systems in your house, whether it's, your ice maker, or whether it's your air conditioner and a plumber. I have one myself through American Home Shield I've used on my AC a couple times. But a homeowner's insurance policy, the way it differs is it's not designed to do that. It's not a maintenance policy. It's not to get Freon in your air conditioner. It's not to repair your dishwasher. It is for catastrophic, accidental things that happen, like lightning hitting your house, a tornado hitting your house. But the line has been blurred with, roofers, the AC industry, and everything else, where it's kind of like the insurance policy is being abused and used like, well, I bought a house with a 20-year-old roof. It's the insurance company's responsibility to get me a new roof and put me in a better position. Whereas, in coming from the auto insurance side, it's like the job of an insurance policy, and this has always been since ever the concept of insurance was created, was to make you whole again. And not to put you in a better situation, not to put you in a worse situation, but to put you in the same situation you were. And people don't understand it, but and I've heard a lot of smart people say this in our industry, but it's like an insurance policy is designed that you're not supposed to use it. And what that means is you don't want to use it. Do you want your house to burn down to the ground? You have life insurance. You don't want to go out and die tomorrow. I guess some people do, but generally speaking, that's not the thing you want to do. I mean, you have health insurance, but the last thing you want to do is, wind up in the hospital, with, stage 4 cancer. I mean, just to use your insurance policy, you wouldn't go out and purposely make yourself sick to use your health insurance. So why is it any different for homeowners insurance? You don't drive a car, you don't buy auto insurance to take your car and run somebody over or drive it into a tree. And I think, but a lot of people, for some reason on the homeowners insurance side, the line has been blurred where it's kind of like, yes, it's supposed to improve my house, paint my house, and all these things and that's the biggest confusion. And a lot of people out there who don't have home warranty, products and policies probably should go out and buy one, because that's not what the homeowners insurance policy is designed to do.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a lot of confusion about, like you said, what actually homeowners or home warranties cover, but I'm always a proponent of, even if you are anybody listening out there, I'm sure you guys will back me up, both of you, and from my experience with my late father and growing up in the real estate industry and financial sector, and also in health, because my father was a physician for 46 years in a trauma unit. So in health insurance as well as home insurance, is that, like, for houses, I always said to people that buy their houses like fully in cash, they should still get a policy, obviously. And then, but also when it comes to your health out there, that's another thing too, that you need and also we talked about this, Mike, too, and Jason, you could chime in as well about this, but remembering to get the policy out there, remember how the cut rate things out there that don't give you the benefits that you think you're getting just because you're saving a lot of money, you're getting a discount. That remember, you should invest in your health insurance, and you should invest in your property insurance, because you don't want to go for whatever you think might be, I'm going to do this because it's the cheapest premium. No, do what is going to have you the best coverage and easiest to handle the claims, and also to make sure to protect yourself and your family to the maximum. Do you guys agree?
Exactly.
Absolutely. And that kind of transitions into the other topic that, we kind of brainstormed to come up with today. That is, and I think, and this is another blog that I just finished writing last night, that should probably post in the next week or two, but it's on, and I'm sure you guys have seen this in the real estate, in the title world, and where everything has become, to a degree of, I hate to say it, but it's kind of selfish, but it has become like, what's in it for me? And we've seen it, and this kind of plagued our industry. And just to give you a short background about what this kind of blog is about, is when I got back into the industry in 2003, premiums were low. And it was it's competitive now, but it was very hyper competitive back then, because it was kind of like, I'm trying to sell this $500 policy, and the guy down the street's trying to sell, for $499 or $501 or whatnot. So then in our industry, we got away from an advisory role, and we got really into very commoditizing it, and it got into what can you do for me? If a realtor was referring somebody, it was, what can you do for me? Vice versa, dealerships and whatnot. So this plague that hit our industry was about gas cards. And it was like, you call my agency, and if we give you the opportunity to give you a quote, we'll send you a $15 gift card. And it's not just the small guys were doing it. I mean, it was some of the largest insurance brokers in the nation were doing it. And it hit our industry like a plague. And I even tried it out for a while. I was like, I went down the street, and this was a the BP spill, but everybody's doing, I guess they had the best deal going on BP gift cards at the time. But, we went out and we bought like 50. I wanted to try it out. And what had happened is it actually had the kind of reverse effect. It was, we had, one guy calling up and trying to claim all the gift cards. And it was really, I felt like it was devaluing my agency. I'm like, here, I'm bribing you for $15 on this stupid gas card in order for you to trust me for, your most valuable assets, which I thought was ridiculous. And I think it cheapened our industry, and it kind of backfired, and they kind of got away from it for, a long time. And it really diminished, I think, the value of the agent. I mean, we are advisors, we're protecting your most valuable assets, but really our value back then was this $15, gas card. And we kind of got away from it for a while after the storms of 2000, the late 2000s, mid and the housing crash and whatnot. But recently, over the past couple of years, because we've gotten into more of a hard market and there's a lot more competition out there, we're starting to see that come back, where it's gas cards, gift baskets, and all this, which, and the OIR too, the Office of Insurance Regulation, they kind of they started regulating it like in the late 2000s. They really started cracking down. They're going into rating insurance agencies. Hey, you can't be gifting or anything like that. And the same thing on the real estate side, with RESPA violations and all that. But now kind of like the laws have loosened up a bit again. And there's a lot of that going on. And I'm going like, here we go. Here we go again. Where, even on the real estate side, it's like, is it really devaluing the services and the professionalism and the experience that, I provide, for this little trinket that I may be giving somebody, or this little, $10 Olive Garden gift card? But we're going back to those times. And that's kind of what this blog is about, which is kind of scary. And I'm trying to kind of get away from that. And after that, after the gas card scandal of the early 2000s, I promised myself, I was like, I don't care what anybody else is doing. We will never go back to those times again. Because I don't want to sell myself, again, for a $15 gas card. And we run across that. I mean, people say some of our competitors, with business partners especially, well, my competitors are offering me a gift card every time I send them a quote, and and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, look, I can't do that. Number one, because I don't think it's ethical, but number two is I don't want to really devalue who I am, and I don't want to fight over gift cards. I want your clients and our partners to work with us because we provide a level of service that nobody else provides. And the day we stop doing that is the day I gotta rethink of our whole business model. But until then, I'm gonna say, look, there is a value to everything we're providing.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of that in the title side. That's one of the reasons why I really got out of it, because our product really didn't seem to matter at the end. It was, they're doing this for me. What can you do? And it's really not helping the clients. I feel, the clients are kind of getting the short end of the stick on it, because it's not really the service. It's how much is going into the agent's pockets for using the company.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you guys. And Jason, as well too, from being in real estate before, that and in title, that we have to be very careful with RESPA, Real Estate Settlement Procedure Act, when it comes to gifting people, and it has to be disclosed and all that stuff. So, yep.
Yeah, and like I said, it went away for a while, and I think after 2008, it kind of, that really, put a lot of lenders and a lot of title and a lot of realtors out of business, during the housing crash. And of course, we slowed down, a little bit, even though we're more of a residual. We, when it comes to, economic crisis, insurance is, like I said, it's like taxes. You're still paying it. So we leveled out, but we kind of saw it go away. And then recently, I want to say in the last 5 years, we've come seeing it rear its ugly head again. And and there's a lot of the larger guys out there too. It's kind of I can't take a client out on a yacht, number one, because I don't own a yacht. I wish I did. I'm not that wealthy. But we've run into those situations where I can't really outspend my competitors. And God willing, if they're willing to do it, if I'm a client and I'm saying, well, you're going to take me deep sea fishing on your yacht, I can't compete against that. But, I'm not going to argue against it either. In my position, if I was the end client, hey, I get seasick, but I still may think about it.
Well, that'd be nice to have a yacht for sure. I agree. One day we will all have yachts. That'd be nice.
But the irony is, and it's funny you're bringing up our reviews, and I say that too. When clients ask about, what makes you different, and Blanchard different from your competition and the guy down the street? What makes you different from a Geico or a State Farm or anything else? And I simply say, go to our reviews. I can sit here and tell you about us till I'm blue in the face and how great and wonderful we are, and I tend to hope to think I'm I'm a little more humble than that, but I say go listen to what our clients say. Hear it from their mouths, hear their testimonials. And I also say go on Google and take a look. I mean that's kind of the in our business, it's how many reviews you have and how many stars you have. And I will say, I'm not going to name names here, but some of the largest insurance brokers in the United States, it baffles me to this day. And I sit there and go like, we have more reviews than you and we have a higher score. And it doesn't make, the math doesn't make sense. Technically, we should have a lower score because the law of averages, and we have more reviews, we should technically have a lower score. But I want clients to really, look at that when they're kind of questioning, like, who do I trust? Who do I go to? That's invaluable information. I mean, if people read reviews on what, car to buy or consumer reports or they read restaurant reviews, read your insurance agency reviews as well. I mean, it's very important. And it's also important to ask questions because, as you know, like, everybody online, I mean, nobody, when it comes to insurance companies, I mean, whether it's, Progressive or anybody else, I mean, nobody's going to leave on small businesses like ours, whether it's, your real estate brokerage or insurance agency, people generally will leave positive reviews. But when you're looking at insurance companies, that's my piece of advice for people. I'm like, take it for what it is, because nobody's going to go on there and complain about an insurance company unless it is a complaint. They're never going to go on there and say, my Progressive policy, I had a great experience with the claim. I'm going to go on there and leave a positive review. If they have a bad, experience with Progressive, they're probably going to go on there and leave a very negative review. But again, about us, and how we're regarded, we're small to mid cap businesses. It's very important to look at reviews.
I completely agree. So we got about 4 minutes left, guys. So between you, Jason and Mike, if you guys want to share any piece of advice to anybody out there listening, obviously, regard to the new year coming up, which is going to be the end of the week for 2021, which is going to be interesting to see how this goes, since 2020 was very interesting with the pandemic and all the things that have happened and changes that have happened in the world. I didn't even realize this. I've just been so busy, as you guys are too, that when they did the tree lighting for down at Lake Eola Park, that it was actually, I live in the condo across the street where I could see it, go on the balcony and see it, but I had no idea until now that they did it virtually. So I just wanted you guys to touch on stuff like that and how business looks for the future for 2021 compared to 2020.
Go ahead, Jason. What are your plans for 2021?
Honestly, I'm glad I had this last month to kind of get kick-started for next year, because like I said, I'm relatively new to insurance. So I've kind of gotten a good game plan for next year, and really just want to teach a lot of agents next year a lot of the stuff that I wish I would have known as an agent on the insurance side. Just kind of doing a lot of teaching with agents and really explaining to them how the whole thing kind of works and how they can get their clients, how they can basically be the salesperson for us, because a lot of times they're the ones that are talking to them about it. They're just kind of handing over the quotes. So on really how they can help us help the client.
Yeah, and just like Jason said, that's one of our goals for 2021 is to become more of a support role and to become a tool for our real estate and our lending and our title partners and financial advisors and CPAs and the lot, and providing more content, whether it's, educational webinars, remote webinars, whether it's putting up websites for them to go to and get information quickly and accurately. Because as you know, in our industry, everything's going to, and I've started to see it a little bit in real estate, especially on the property management side, like is it Properly that came out recently? It's like an online property management service.
Something like that. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, but so I know you guys are seeing, Real Tech, just like InsurTech.com, where there's more pertinent info that, is online to support people. So we're dipping our toes in those waters to make it so, you as a realtor can go on a website and get quick information, or even and open up the lines of communication. So it is 24/7, 365, because we know you guys work on weekends, late at night, and that's where we kind of differentiate ourselves, where I know Jason said earlier in the podcast where it's, more regular hours, but what he means by that is it's more time in the office. And I can tell you, Jason's in here working on the weekends and working late at night like the rest of us here. And that's kind of where we set ourselves apart. I mean, we were working late on Christmas Eve. We'll be working late on New Year's Eve. And, that is one of our goals, is to be the most supportive partner for our partners in 2021.
No, definitely, guys. Well, yeah, we'll have more quotes for you guys, because I've been showing properties the week of Christmas, and then submitted an offer, was it yesterday or the day before, and then another offer going in today. So, and Jason also called me out on it, because what the quote I was getting for one of the properties I was interested in at one point, I emailed him back. I think it was like at 10 o'clock at night, and he said, "Oh, you work late too." So we all do in all the industries, insurance, title. I know title people, and I'm shout out to Janice Orcutt with Lux Mortgage, who's been really grateful. I'm really grateful for helping me with all these transactions so far. She works all around the clock as well, Sundays, late at night, things like that. So I'm real grateful for that, guys.
Real estate's going to continue. I mean, it's like I'm looking for a busy 2021 for everybody. I mean, I just looked at my own property and I was like, oh my God, it went up like $50,000 this year. There's just kind of sell or cash out refi. So, I mean, it's still looking promising.
Yeah.
Agree. All right, guys. Well, we've come to the end of the show. I just wanted to tell you guys Happy New Year, and any real wishes for the new year to anybody that's listening or watching for you guys? Anybody? You guys?
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, no, just everyone have a safe new year, and look forward to working with you all next year.
Yeah, safe, a happy new year. Continue to be safe, and put 2021 to bed in the books. And I'm very, me, I'm the analyst at heart, and I can tell you, I really think 2021 is going to be a much better year than 2020. So
I agree.
No, same here, and just wanted to say thank you to our listeners and our viewers. And I know Mike, I shared with you guys, or I think it was Ali, the statistics that the show is continuing to grow and our listenership is growing. So I want to tell all the listeners, viewers out there, very grateful to supporting this podcast, supporting me as a broker, and then also supporting Blanchard Insurance. I'm glad that we partnered with you guys, and look forward to 2021 as well.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, guys, you have a good day, and take care. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, guys, take care.
You too.
This has been Home to All, an all-inclusive real estate podcast. Find Nick on Facebook and Instagram at downtown.expert, and also his website, www.downtown.expert, or call or text him at 407-508-8809. Thanks for listening.
Instead of spending hours or even days looking for your new home, let a downtown Central Florida expert guide you. Hi, I'm Nicholas Acosta, and I'm here to welcome you home. Being a Florida native, I know how exciting, convenient, and stylish the downtown Florida lifestyle is. Whether you're entertaining your guests or enjoying the views, Central Florida downtown has a lot to offer you and your family. Buying, selling, or investing, I'm your downtown Central Florida expert.